Hi everyone. In this tutorial we're going to actually start looking at all of the different interactive content that we can add in Moodle. Now we've already added our URLs, our pages, our labels and files and all of that sort of thing. And now what we're going to do is just start adding some interactive content. So I'm going to turn editing on. I'll go down to my introduction to the course. And all the resources are usually the static resources. So under discussions, let's add a discussion. So in order to add a discussion, they're called forums in Moodle. So forum, discussion, those terms have been used interchangeably for a long time. So forum name, I will just call it Introduce Yourself. And there are different types of forums here. So you've got a standard forum for general use. You've got, and which is just a general forum. You can add threads to it, all things like that. A thread is just basically a sub-conversation within the discussion. Simple sample discussion, a single simple discussion is basically one thread. Somebody starts a conversation and everybody replies to it and can reply to those replies or comments. Each person posts one discussion. That is basically everybody can add their own thread. A Q&A forum is pretty much the same thing, but it has a different button that basically says ask a question or add a question, and people can reply to those. And then a standard forum for blog displayed in a blog-like format. So this would be just multiple entries and then comments off of that entry. So we'll just say standard form for general use, forum introduction, and the forum introduction is where you can add your instructions. So say please say hello to your fellow students, then reply to someone else's introduction. And there's a bunch of different options here. You can allow for attachments. You can now allow for multiple attachments, which isn't that necessary. And then you can actually grade these, and we'll look at grading later on in different tutorials. But I'm just going to go ahead and save and return to course. And now we have our Introduce Yourself. I'm just going to pop that up to the discussion section where it belongs. So now when we go in here, there's add a new discussion topic. So I'm just going to add a new discussion topic, and this was called Introduce Yourself. So I'm just going to say hello from Stu. And hi, my name's Stu. I'm the e-learning director at Anwick. Okay, and whenever you post something in a forum, you have the option to subscribe to it. So subscription means that every time that somebody replies to your comment, or anytime somebody posts actually, you will get an email. And there is an option to turn that off. So I usually turn that on because it's easy for me to see what my students have been saying, and it goes directly to my inbox. So it's really good to actually go in and do comment on these forums as the instructor, but this is a good way to just be aware of who's been posting and who hasn't. So I'm just going to post that to forum, and it'll give you the option. It'll say if you want to edit, you've got 30 minutes, and then it'll forward you on, and there's my forum. Okay. So once I have my forum set up, just imagine I'm another student. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to read this, and I will reply to it. And I'll say, hey Stu, I'm Stu's other personality. And same deal, the students can go in and they can subscribe to that forum as well. Now when we're in here, we have the option to view threads under different modes. So we can display the replies flat with the oldest first. So this is the first, this is the second. We can do it with the newest first, and that'll flip them. Display replies in threaded form will just show a a listing of all of the replies here. It won't actually show the replies. It'll just show kind of the regarding kind of the subject header. Now, the one that I use most is display replies in nested form, and what that does is it actually shows the indented replies and the message as well. So instead of just getting our kind of subject, as you would in an email, we've got the entire message and a picture of the person who posted it. Okay. So what we can do, actually, when we are in this format, we can actually edit the settings for this forum, and we can change the type of forum that it is. So if I want to change it to a single simple discussion, I can do that. And again, I would just recommend taking a look at all of these different types of forums and experimenting with them. There'll be another tutorial on blogging in Moodle, so that will address the blogging one. But display. So basically, if it's a simple one, there is no option to add a different thread. You've just got the one going on. I'll show you how the other ones work. Simple discussion, post one discussion. So this is the everybody posts one discussion. And basically, the only difference between these is they'll look different when you first click on them. So in here, I've started a forum, or I've started a discussion, so I have no other option to add another discussion. If I was logged in as a student and I hadn't posted a discussion, or I hadn't posted a thread, then they would see this option to add a different thread. So it's very, very subtle differences. Q&A forum. This one's very similar to just the simple, or I'm sorry, the original standard forum. But instead of saying add a new discussion, we've just got add a new question, and that's really the only difference. And then later on, we'll take a look at blogs. Okay. So that's a quick overview of how forums work generally. There'll be a separate tutorial on how to actually assess and grade forums. But until then, that's just how to add forums. Thank you.